Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright everyone, welcome to another Radio Free Cybertron review. This one I'm super excited to bring to you. I am really done with Combiner Wars. Not that it was bad, just that I'm ready for something new, and this is definitely something new. Titans Return. This is Fracus and Scourge, and I hope I'm saying that right. Fracus. I forget how it's said in the original G1, so I just want to give you a nice look at the packaging. I think the packaging on this is beautiful. Still get the generations on the top, the Transformers on the side. On the bottom here you get Titans Return, Deluxe class, Fracus and Scourge, however you want to say it, Scourge. I'm going to be using this as a sweep. I got 2 of them, and then when I get the Takara Scourge, that's going to be my actual Scourge. And then on the back here you have the nice little play pattern, the so-called gimmick that each head can work on, whether it's a Deluxe, Voyager, or a well, in this, that's actually, it looks like a Titan, but Leader, Deluxe, Voyager, doesn't matter. All the heads are interchangeable. You have a nice package art of Scourge. You can see the little Fracus can ride in Scourge. You can also do the head tricks somehow. We'll try and figure that in the review for you. And it actually has some cross-marketing on the back, which they're bringing back, which they didn't have before. And I hope they keep this just showing a couple of the other figures. Blaster, Galvatron, Skull Smasher, Skull Cruncher. I don't know if it's Skull Cruncher or Skull Smasher. Maybe that's his new name. On the bottom you just get the typical writing, UPC. Transformers Authentic. This is not third party, folks. And then little bio right up top there. You can read it if you want. Here's Scourge all out of package, and this is everything he comes with. First we'll look at the collector's card. You can see Scourge right at the bottom, Hasbro in the corner, Titans Return up the side, and 2 corners are cut. On the back of the card we have the mighty tech specs. So this is strength, speed, brain power, or how smart they are, I guess, and firepower. I would assume that's what that is. So you get those specs, and I'm glad that Hasbro listened to us on this tech spec card and gave us all of the, instead of just an advertisement on the back, they still got the Transformers Generations on there, but it's small, and now you get the added tech specs. So, nice thick card, really like it. Thumbs up to Hasbro for doing the card the right way now, and, I think they're definitely going in the right direction, at least with these cards. And you can see Scourge and Fracus. And the blue is Fracus. That's how much he adds to this character. If you put him on a different character, he'll add a different amount. I just don't know how you're supposed to figure that out. But there's the card. Get that out of the way. And I'm going through a little bit more than I normally do, just because this is the first of the wave. Titans Return instructions sheet. You have the transformation right there, and then on the back you have a picture of him in vehicle mode and the Headmaster transformation and where he can sit in the vehicle. I believe that's what that is. And here again you get Titan Master figures become heads for all Titans Return. Deluxe class, Voyager class, and Leader class figures. Collect them all and power up for battle. And again, that same drawing is on the back of the packaging. So that's the instructions. Now we get to Scourge. You have his gun. Just a wee little gun there. A little bit of red paint right there. And you have his other gun, which can also act as a seat for the Titan Master. I'm assuming right in there. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm assuming that's what that's going to be. And then you have Scourge. Let's get him in for a close-up. Now you can see, maybe not, his head is a little wobbly. The port that it plugs into does not move at all. The only movement is in the head of the head of the Headmaster. You can see the wobble right there, and just the looseness once it snaps in. It's not going to fall out, but his head will, you see, does have a little bit of play. So, again, face sculpts look really nice. Get in there real close on Scourge. Got some chest paint, Decepticon symbol, a little bit of green paint right there on his crotch. Again, some detailing on his legs. And then the only thing bothers me is these definitely look like they should be heels, and the front of these feet look like they should. The heels look like they should be the feet. The only problem is if you do that, his feet get in the way, so he can't stand straight. But I honestly think that looks a lot better than this does. I don't know, it's just these look like heels to me. But just a minor complaint. Again, back to the paint, come around to the back, which is mostly for vehicle mode. You see some jets here on the side, paint on the feet, a little bit on the side here. These wings have a hinge here and also a hinge right back here. And then you can plug his gun in on the back here if you want. You can plug his other gun in the back right there if you want for some gun storage in robot mode. And you can see how that head's just a loose connection. I mean, he can do a full 360. This piece on his head does go up and down, and that's for transformation for the Headmaster, Fracus. And you do get a little bit of down and a little bit of up, but the head usually wants to go back to the same location it was at. Plug his head back in. We'll go into articulation. Articulation is what you should expect from a Deluxe. Arms can do a full 360, you just got to move the flap out of the way. Bend at the elbow. You got a full rotation. I just popped his arm off. That's not good. You got a full rotation there. No finger articulation, you just get this in and out for transformation on the wrist. No waist swivel. His hip, legs can go up, it can go back. Not that far. Almost 90 degrees at the knees. And upper thigh swivel. And same thing on the other side. So, that is articulation for Scourge. Straighten your wings out, man. God. You can just see the head bobbling around. I'll pop the head off real quick, and you can see right here there's even a ledge so the feet kind of rest on it. Get in there. And that helps hold the head at least straight, so he's looking straight. And I'm glad they put that in, otherwise it would be a mess. It would just be a mess. So, right on the side there, you'll see his feet, where they're kind of just resting on that piece of plastic right there. So, again, going into a little bit more detail on this, just because it is the first review I am doing of the Titan Return Deluxe class figure. Yes. I'm usually not this excited, but this is a special day. Not like a happy day in Wilkes-Barre or Wilkes. I think it's Wilkes, North Carolina, but happy day. I'm sure Brian would be. He should do a whole happy day podcast or a happy day recording just on the Titan's Return line in that character. I think that'd be really interesting. So, again, I digress. Let's go ahead and get this guy into transformation. And first thing I want to do is I want to transform the little tiny Headmaster. Because he's Fracus. And it's cool. Transformation is as you expect. You push in his little head crest. And you're just going to open him up. And pop his legs off. See? Just like that. That was the first time I was doing that. I didn't know that would happen. Get your legs on, man. There is a pin through the knees so they won't pop off. I was just trying to straighten them and they are a little tight, so that's what happens. And normal Titan Master articulation, arms are on a ball joint so you can get a little bit out. Just a little tiny bit. That's out. And then you do get a rotation. And then the legs, he can sit down. He can sit that way also, just in case you want. So, let's go ahead, put him down. He's so cool. But yeah, he does have a big face on his back, just in case that's the thing you don't like. You won't like these Titan Returns figures. But I love them. I'm so happy. They're not perfect, but God, they are fun. So let's go ahead and get into transformation on this guy. First thing you want to do is you want to throw in his hands, just like that. Straighten up the arms. And then you're going to push the arms up just a little bit. And there's a slot right there that this tab's going to go into. And just, again, on the other side, same thing. Just push that in. Come on. It's just a matter of getting it lined up. And it's very important that these arms are perfect because these panels are also going to plug into the arms. So if these aren't in right, these aren't going to go in right. You get the drift. Then the next part, which is just, when you're trying to do this without instructions, this was the hardest part for me. You have to pull the legs out and then there is a rotation. But this rotation is just so you can pull the legs out, flip it around, push it, pull the legs out, flip it around. These panels, which are on the front of the foot, just rotate around on this double hinge, just like that. And you can fold up the front of the foot into the heel, which still bothers me. The heel should not be bigger than the front of the foot, but it's a minor nitpick. I really like this figure. So, and then you just bend up the legs, and there's going to be a tab right there. It's going to tab in on the front of his crotch, almost. You can actually tab these together first, and then tab them down. You'll kind of feel it. There's just a feeling you have to have. Make sure the arms are in the right place again. And then you're just going to bring down these back panels and they tab in on the center right there. and also on the side right here where the vent detail is. There we go. There we go. There we go, and there we go. So there we go. And you just squeeze them a little bit just to try and get these gaps up tight, up top closed a little bit easier. And then you can unplug this gun. You can plug it in right in there. And there you have Scourge in his vehicle mode. Very nice. More paint than I actually expected. I know the Takara version is even going to have more paint or different style paint or whatever it is. But yeah, there was definitely more paint on this than I originally expected. And then you can just open Scourge up and put in his little Headmaster, and he can ride in there. That's one option. His gun can plug in right here also, if you want that look. But you can also plug him in. As I said before, you can have him sit in the gun. She could even have a friend drive with him, I guess, because one could be in the, get in there. His arms out of the way. There you go. And there he is, riding in the gun. Nice little face sculpt on him. Red eyes, silver face. Actually looks pretty good for how small his head is. You can see that's a little tiny screw, and his head's not much bigger than that on the center of him. So, here's it from the side. Definitely really nice. And he actually sits pretty flat too. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm liking this. It's not perfect, but yeah, really nice. So let's try and do that head gimmick. See if we can get that done with the Scourge pop-up head that was posted on Twitter. Oh yeah, there is just enough room on top there to pop the head in. So that was definitely, it's a little silly, but you know, it is a throwback to G1, which I appreciate. But there you go. And that is the first Titans Returns or Titan Return figure that we have. And the only thing I forgot to do is a size comparison. So let's try and do a quick transform. Head on. Somewhere Don is hitting himself right now. I'm going to make sure he watches this review too. That way he has to listen to me say, head on. There's a nice little tab just to flip the foot out. The front of the foot, that should be the heel. So close. If it wasn't for that, and it would actually break up the paint a little bit, the blue paint on this guy, he'd be... I don't think I'd have any complaints with him. I mean, I'm assuming they're all going to have, you know, a little bit of wobble in the head. So there's nothing you're going to do about that. But, get your head on straight, man. That's all we have to do is pop on his head. And yeah, that just slid in. So you can see the head does wobble just a little bit. But size comparison, here he is with a Combiner Wars figure. And he is a little bit taller. I did not expect that. I almost expected him to be a little shorter. But no, he's not. And there's your size comparison. He can hold his guns, as you imagine. Get in there. There we go. Tight fit. So, there you have the very first Titans Return Deluxe class figure review. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have a bunch more reviews. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.